Cancer, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name is Alan from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Cancer love reading. Now, if this is your first time here and you have questions that you want answered about your romantic love life or your relationship, then start now by subscribing and clicking on that little bell icon so you always get notified anytime I post a new Cancer tarot reading for you. Now let's get on with this Cancer love reading today, because today we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in February 2023. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Cancer, 3 cards for your person. And then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get started here, and let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Cancer and their romantic person of interest in February 2023. Let's get one card. What's going on between these two? Let's get 3 cards for you, Cancer. What's going on with Cancer as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them here in February 2023? Get one more for Cancer, please. Oh, you're getting an extra card. No problem. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's get 3 cards for your person. What's going on with Cancer's romantic person of interest as it relates to Cancer and the connection between them here in February 2023, please? Thank you. All right. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the 4 of Wands. This is Aries energy. 4s are about stability. This would be like stability of your home life, stability of your family life, stability of the connection between the two of you. These 4 wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. So this is like a celebration card, like a celebration of the home and the family, or it's a celebration. That could be like weddings, engagements, a baby shower, graduation, anything like that, where you would be having like a housewarming party, something like that, celebration of the home or family. Or it's a celebration of the thing that you've been wanting, the thing you've been trying to create in your life, the thing you've been trying to manifest actually showing up and being here. Right under that, I have the Page of Swords. Pages are messengers, so this would be news, messages, communications of some kind. This could be like premature or immature communication, like speaking too soon or speaking on something where it wasn't really fully thought out in advance. This is also an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. So sometimes this can represent you're trying to figure out something related to stability here. You're trying to figure out something related to actually manifesting the thing that you want, or trying to figure out if the thing that you want is actually here or not, or if this is like something different. This can even represent like spying on somebody or keeping tabs on somebody, like scoping out their social media pages, you know, checking them out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, like asking around about them, driving past their house, trying to do some snooping of some kind to figure out what's going on with somebody. It can represent something like that. I've got the Star right behind that. This is the Aquarius Major Arcana card. So this is a card of hope. It's a card of healing. It's a card sometimes of wish fulfillment. Sometimes in a love reading, this card can signify that one or both of you is viewing the other one as like the one for me, the one that I want, the one that I'm supposed to be with. This is also card 17 of the Major Arcana. Card 16, the card right before this, is the Tower. So you don't make it to the Star energy without going through some kind of a Tower moment first, where something in your life collapses, it falls apart, whether that's like a relationship or, you know, financially something bad happens. It could be any number of things that would collapse and fall apart. Sometimes it's a belief system, but you don't really make it here until that happens. And when a Tower moment happens and now suddenly everything's different than it was the day before that, a lot of times it can be really hard to see your path moving forward from there. Well, this would be the guiding light from the universe that shows up to light the path for you so you can see your way forward. It's where hope comes from. It's where healing comes from. We have the 7 of Pentacles right below that. This is Taurus energy. This is like a period of time where there's this pause to reflect and take stock of the connection, or take stock of the situation that you're finding yourself in. And it's about like doing some contemplating about that and asking questions like, is this ever going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles that I really want? Like that maximum stability and abundance and prosperity, like we're talking about here, like that maximum, like stable, happy home life here. It's like the combining together of two people into one unit where you're living together or married or something like that. Is this ever going to turn into the thing that I actually want? Or is maybe this a spot where it's not going to pan out the way I want, and maybe I should cut my losses and move on? So this would represent that period of time where there's a pause to reflect and ask yourself those types of questions. Sometimes this can just represent like a period of time where there's this waiting game going on, waiting for something to fully develop or fully mature so that you can like harvest it and reap the rewards of it. This is the overall gist of what it's going to talk about. So there's something to do with stability of the home and the family here, stability of the connection between the two of you, some energy of trying to figure out something about that stability or communicate something about that stability. Maybe even trying to figure out if it is that stability or not. It looks like we had some problem in the past that we're having the hope that we can heal. We're having the hope that we can get past it, that we can figure out maybe how to get this stability back. And there's a period of time in which this is all taking place here. Like probably not a couple of days period of time, probably an extended period of time. Anyway, that's the gist of what this reading is going to talk to me about. We'll probably have to come back to that more as we go along, because I'll freely admit that doesn't fully make sense to me right now. This mutual point of interest is shared energy that is affecting you both here in February 2023. It doesn't always have to affect you both exactly the same way. Sometimes it's a case of they did something and now you're feeling this way, or they did this and you're feeling some kind of way, or vice versa. Sometimes this is legitimately some external energy that is affecting you both. The mutual point of interest here between the two of you in February is the Two of Pentacles. This is like, twos are decisions. So this is some decision in the physical world, like in the tangible reality of things here, where you've got these two options that are kind of the opposite of each other, where you can't really have both of them at the same time. Like you can't turn left and right at the same time. So this is like going back and forth about some decision, being 1 foot in and 1 foot out about it, like weighing the pros and cons, asking things like, do I or don't I, should I or shouldn't I, going back to this, like, is this ever going to turn into what I want, or is it not? Should I stick this out? Should I cut my losses and move on? It's going back and forth and being 1 foot in and 1 foot out about some kind of a decision about the physical world here. This is a card of balance, but it's more about trying to maintain your balance or trying to regain your balance once your balance has been thrown off. It can be like a little wishy-washy back and forth type of an energy here. Let's take a look at this. Let's clarify this Two of Pentacles. Why is this the mutual point of interest between Cancer and their romantic person of interest in February 2023? On the bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. This is Aries energy. This is going one step backwards from this Four of Wands. And to explain it the right way, I'm going to go one step backwards and tell you about the Two of Wands first, because this is like a sequential thing and we're going the wrong direction here. In the Two of Wands, you're at like a fork in the road, like a crossroads in your life or a crossroads in this connection. And what you're trying to do is decide which of these two paths leads me to the world that I really want. What is the world that I really want, and which of these two paths will get me there? And at the same time, like you can't have both of them at the same time. So which of these two paths do I need to leave behind to get there? In the Three of Wands, this is being at the beginning stages of manifesting the thing that you want. Like you've already made the decision of what it is that you want. You've already started taking steps down the path that you believe is going to get you what you want. You're taking actions on it. You're at the beginning stages of creating what you want. It just hasn't fully materialized in the physical world yet. You're still kind of waiting on that to show up, but having a positive expectancy that the path I've chosen is correct. The actions I'm taking are ultimately going to lead me to getting the thing that I want. And here in the Four of Wands, which is the overall energy, it's like the thing you want actually finally materializing and being here. But we're going backwards here for some reason. This is an energy of waiting on something that you want to happen and believing it's going to, but it's still not here yet. That could be what's throwing things off balance for you a little bit. But again, this is shared energy that's affecting you both. I just knocked a little bag of crystals off on the floor, scared the shit out of me. I've got the Nine of Wands right underneath that. This is Sagittarius energy of being walled off and defensive about something. This is also a card of healing. This is the wounded warrior, and he's been hurt. Hence this wall he builds around himself. This wall is like a defense mechanism of his. It's his way of trying to protect himself because he's been hurt and he doesn't want to get hurt again, doesn't want to be hurt anymore. What he's trying to do is heal and get his energy right so he can move forward and take the next step in his journey. Sometimes this can represent like just a defensiveness about something. It can represent like a defense mechanism being tripped off based on something that's happened previously, and now, okay, now my walls are coming up here. Sometimes this can represent that there is like a wall between the two of you in some way, and you're waiting on some wall to come down, or you're waiting on the thing to happen that you want, and it's not happening because there's some barrier in place to stop it. But then there's the Star again, which we have already seen. That's kind of bizarre. 3 cards down in the overall energy, and here we are 3 cards down in the shared energy affecting you both, and it's the same card, the Star. Hope, healing, wish fulfillment, potentially feeling like this is the one for me. Again though, this is the card that comes after the Tower. So I have a strong feeling already that we had something negative happen, where something in this connection or something for one or both of you came crashing down and came apart. Whether that was like something actually in the real world fell apart, or if it was the connection that fell apart and we're hoping that we can heal it. Maybe it was a belief system that shattered where I thought it was this one way and it turns out not to be that way, and now it's like the record's been scratched and I'm having the hope that we can fix that and get past it. Yeah, 4 of Cups, Cancer energy right behind that. This is emotional discontentment, like not being fully happy with what's right here in front of you. This can be about not being happy with what's here. 3 cups are what the person is staring at. The 3 of Cups would be reconciliation, like being reunited and celebrating, or being united to begin with and celebrating. It can also represent a third-party love connection, where there was a 3rd cup of love that popped up into the picture, and maybe things went sideways. Maybe there was a Tower based on that. This card that we're clarifying here can also mean juggling more than one person. So it's possible something like that went down in the past. But at its core, this is about not being happy with what I have, and now I'm distracted by and thinking about this other thing, this other cup, this thing that might bring me happiness and fulfillment. This could be, if there was a third party, it's like that is still in someone's mind right here, and it's like I can't quite let go of that. I can't quite shake that other cup that came in. This can even represent that there is a love offer on the table between the two of you, and it just hasn't been accepted or rejected yet. It's just kind of been left hanging here in the air with nothing being done about it. Potentially, that could be what we're waiting on. Someone to make the love offer, waiting on someone to accept it, say yes or no. Could be going back and forth about, do I say yes, do I say no? Got this period of time where there's a reflecting going on, and like, so there's the Star, and then that period of time where there's this contemplation about, is it going to turn into what I want or not? And now I'm waiting, and there's some wall in the way, and hoping I can heal it. And behind that is this, I don't know, it's not coming in, or it's not being accepted or rejected. Again, this is energy affecting both of you here. I'm clarifying the 2 of Pentacles. To clarify that, I get the Sun, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups. So the Sun is Leo Major Arcana energy. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than the Sun in a love reading. This can signify that this person is the sunshine that lights up my life. Again, shared energy. So it's one of you feeling that way about the other, or both of you feeling that way. This can be like the center of my happiness. This connection could have so much like gravitational pull to it because it's a source of happiness for you. Now, another meaning for the Sun can be illumination. So if something was hidden in the dark, this would be the Sun shining on it and exposing it, lighting up the darkness so you can see it for what it is. I don't really have anything out here specifically that leads me down that path. So I'm assuming for right now that this is happiness. And I'm going back and forth about what would be my happiness or waiting on my happiness, and I'm a little off balance about it. But the next card here is the 5 of Pentacles. This is this is Taurus energy. This is abandonment. This is like being cast aside, being left out in the cold. This is usually like a breakup card or some big financial loss, some loss of stability here in the physical world. This can even sometimes represent feelings of not being good enough for some reason. It's like, this is very peculiar the way this is coming out so far. The final card we've got is the Nine of Cups, which is another card of wish fulfillment. This is also a singles energy. Like, it's one step backwards from the Ten of Cups. That Ten of Cups is most people's goal in love and relationships. Like, being combined together with someone where you're emotionally happy and content and fulfilled, and so are they. And then when you combine your lives together, it's like the cups overflow. It fills up that 10th cup, and now we've got this happy fairy tale love connection that everyone always dreams of. This is a step backwards from that. This is about being emotionally happy and content in and of yourself, not with someone else. So this is like being emotionally single on the negative end of things, because all these cards have a negative side and a positive side. On the negative end, it would be someone who's like self-centered, someone who's like much more concerned about their own emotional happiness and their own wish fulfillment than they are anything else. Again, I don't necessarily have anything out there that leads me to believe that, but it's very, very odd that I'm starting with manifesting and celebrating actually getting the thing that I want, and then going backwards to waiting on it to get here, and then being 1 foot in, 1 foot out, back and forth about it, and can't quite make up the minds, and then having this breakup, this abandonment, this potentially not feeling good enough, surrounded by happiness and wish fulfillment. Like, something's off here. Something's off. It's not uncommon at all at this stage in the reading that I don't fully understand what this shared energy is telling me, or what this mutual shared energy is telling me. I won't really understand this until I get part of the way through your energy, because then I can see how it relates to you, and then I'll come back to it again as I go through your person's energy, because then I can see how it relates to them. But that's the shared energy affecting you both. Your energy in this connection for February, Cancer, is the Seven of Cups, the Six of Wands. Then you got two for your last card. You got Strength and the Knight of Pentacles. Seven of Cups is Scorpio energy. This is options and choices, but confusion about your options and choices. There's a lot of different cups here. There's a lot of different scenarios here. There's a lot of different ways this situation could play out. And there's a lot of emotions involved on your end. And you're not wanting to make any kind of a mistake. Could be why you're going back and forth about it. Could be why it appears that the thing I want is here, and I'm like trying to figure out, is it really or not? And I'm waiting, and I've got my walls up protecting myself right now, while at the same time in the background of trying to figure out, is this really here, and protecting yourself, I've got the hope that this is really the thing that I want. So it's like you're confused about what to do, emotionally confused about what to do, and not wanting to make a mistake. If this is your person's energy showing up here affecting you, it could be that they have options and choices, or they are confused and not wanting to make a mistake. So let's clarify this and see what we can find out. Tell me about the Seven of Cups for Cancer. Why is that the first card in their energy, please? Just had the Three of Swords show itself to me and then go back in the deck. The Three of Swords would be heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. And it doesn't always have to be a romantic third party. It can be any number of things. Work, career, distance, like geographic distance, nosy people sticking their nose where it don't belong. It didn't come out. It just made it obvious to me, showed itself to me, and then went back in. Bottom of the deck here, Knight of Swords. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. This is like rushing forward and taking some rapid, very decisive action on something. It can be also rushing forward and speaking the truth about something, but when the Knight of Swords comes rushing forward to speak the truth, usually it's like it comes out like cutting, like it's said in a way that's like cutting. So this can also represent a person who, like the Knight of Swords, doesn't come rushing in super fast and then sit down and read the instruction manual, or sit down and start thinking about, okay, what do I do now? This is the person who comes rushing in like very spontaneous, very rapidly, takes some action and then leaves, and they don't think about it before they do it. They don't think about it while they're doing it. They think about it after it's already done and over and it's too late to do anything about it now. Knight of Wands right behind that. Second fastest knight in the deck. So I've got the two fastest moving knights in the deck right here, clarifying this Seven of Cups, this confusion that you're having here. Could also be options that someone has here. The Knight of Wands is like rushing forward, taking some rapid, passionate action towards something that there's passion and desire for. This is also a similar kind of an energy to this Two of Pentacles, where this is 1 foot in, 1 foot out, can't make up my mind. This is kind of like a non-committal kind of an energy, where 1 minute they're super gung-ho and they want something like really, really bad, and they're taking this rapid action on it, and then suddenly they pull back and go the other direction and change their mind and they don't want it anymore. And that can switch back and forth pretty frequently here. This is someone who can't stay fully committed to what it is that they say they want or what they think they want. This sometimes also gets referred to as the player of the tarot deck, because it's a real wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth bullshit kind of an energy. It can also be someone who rushes in like super fast and takes player kind of an actions. This could be someone who comes in all passionate, gets what they want, and then they go somewhere else all passionate and gets what they want. It could be that they had some options, that they were juggling more than one person at some point, and without thinking about it, they just spontaneously ran off and did something like that and then came back. Whatever that's trying to tell me, there's some more Leo energy behind it with Strength. This is telling me that this has created a very difficult situation for you, a situation that you're being forced to dig down deep and tap into your internal strength in order to make it through. This card is saying that you have the internal strength to make it through. You're just being forced to dig down and find it and use it. This can also be an energy of someone who's trying to tame that beast inside themselves, especially if we got somebody who's ruled by their wand, and when it stands up and points one direction, they got to run and see what it's pointing at and do something about it. This could be like very passionate urges that get acted on. This could be somebody struggling against that, trying to like rein themselves in so they don't make some kind of dumb mistake. This could be you trying to rein yourself in because you're confused about all this, and you've got the hope underlying it that this can be fixed, but there was some pain involved for you in the past and you don't want to get hurt again. It could be that too, and you're trying to rein yourself in so you don't make a mistake. I've got 2 cards here in your energy so far now about not wanting to make a mistake. Right, I don't know why I looked under it, because I was fully intended on stopping there, but something made me look, and it's the Ten of Swords, Gemini energy of a swift, painful ending to something. Sometimes this is an ending you don't see coming, hence the swords being in the back. You didn't see that coming. Sometimes it's an ending in betrayal, hence the swords being in the back. You got like betrayed, backstabbed. No matter how you slice that energy, it's an ending to something. And usually not a pleasant one. When I clarify this Seven of Cups, what I get is the Magician, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Wands. The Magician's the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the tarot deck. This is the divine masculine energy. It's about using the thoughts and the actions and the will to create from nothing whatever it is your will desires, like manifesting what it is that you want. This is about being in having the abilities to create the world around you any way you want it to be, and then actively doing that, being in the process of manifesting something. This should be a positive energy, and I'm not understanding why it's not. I see something now. I'm actually getting ahead of myself, but that energy is also in your person's. It's their final card. Sometimes this can be a person who has made their bed and now they have to lay in it. My thoughts, my actions created the scenario that I'm describing here, and now I'm stuck in it. The next card we have is the Five of Cups. Son of a... Getting ahead of myself again. Central energy for your person. Five of Cups. So that's 2 clarifiers in a row that are 2 of their 3 cards. This is more Scorpio energy. This is sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on these 3 cups that have been spilled, all the love and emotions that have been spilled and wasted, all the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. And there are still 2 upright cups in the background. That represents a connection still in the background, an emotional connection that doesn't have the focus. The back is turned to it. The focus is on the cups that have been spilled. The focus is on the past. And that's kind of what the meaning of this card is, that whatever a person focuses on literally determines what emotions they're going to feel. If you're focused on the past, you're going to feel what you felt in the past. If you focus on a thing that you've lost, you're going to feel the loss. If you focus on something that's missing, you're going to feel that gap in your life. And meanwhile, there's something back here still that you could be happy about. Meanwhile, there's potentially still a connection looming in the background here. Could be why I'm seeing this, trying to figure it out and having hope that it can be healed. Why I saw the star, the 3rd card down when I clarified this energy. This is having some sort of sadness about something from the past, or remorse about it, like feeling sorry about it, feeling guilty about it. Final card to clarify that 7 of Cups is the Page of Wands. News, messages, communications about passion and desire. So this can be passionate messages being exchanged here. This could be saying I'm confused and I don't know what to do and I don't want to make a mistake because I'm worried that this whole thing is going to get manifested all over again, what happened before. And I've already got sadness and remorse and regrets and potential guilt feelings about the loss of this connection. Whether you're the one that did anything or they're the one that did something, it looks to me like they're the one that did something. But you don't want to go through the negative emotions again. You're probably still not fully balanced back out from what you went through. So you could be worried that passionate messages are going to happen again. Someone's going to have the willingness to take the very first steps down a brand new path towards something there's passion and desire for. They probably did that already and didn't think about it first. They just spontaneously decided to act on it and went down some passionate path. Either they tried to rein themselves in and failed, and it caused some sort of an ending between the 2 of you. Right behind that 10 of Swords is judgment, some final verdict and judgment being passed here. In a love reading, this is like, are we calling this relationship dead and over, or can we resurrect it and bring it back to life? I think that's probably one of the things we're going back and forth about, probably what you're confused about. This is like the minor arcana version of the Fool. The Fool's like taking that blind leap of faith and just jumping off the cliff. I don't need to know how it's going to work or what the end result's going to be. I'm just going to go for it, and I'll worry about growing wings on my way down. I'll figure this out as I go. This is not that. This is way toned down from that. This is having the willingness to take the first step on something, but I'm not willing to jump all the way in. I'll stick my toe in the water and see what's going on, but I'm not just jumping. It could be, I feel like I've said this could be several different possibilities here, whether that's your energy or theirs affecting you. It could actually be a multi-layered thing where it's more than one of those at the same time. But central to your energy in this connection for February Cancer, we have the 6 of Wands. This is Leo energy. This is a card of recognition, like either you being recognized for something or you recognizing something. Whatever this recognition is, whether that's you getting recognized or you recognizing something, that allows forward movement here. This is about moving forward successfully on something. Tell me about this 6 of Wands. Why is that central to Cancer's energy, please? Some flip over. Really? Bottom of the deck, 6 of Pentacles. So I'm clarifying a 6. I get a 6 on the bottom of the deck when I'm clarifying it. This is Taurus energy. This is a card of balance. This is about balancing something out here, balancing the connection out. This can be like equal give and take, like generosity or reciprocity, like you scratch my back and I scratch your back and we take care of each other. This would be like equal give and take in the connection where I'm putting all of this effort and energy into it and I'm getting the same back in return. It's not one-sided where I'm putting all of myself into this and they're giving me nothing back. This could be just trying to balance that out. The negative meaning to this card would be the Merchant here, which would be your person giving to two. Again, I don't have anything that specifically says this. I just have hints to it all over the place. Juggling more than one person, feeling like I'm not good enough, and there was an abandonment, potentially someone acting like emotionally single or feeling emotionally single when they weren't actually single. Someone having options, someone's thoughts and actions creating a situation here that there's some regrets about. Recognizing something that it's really hard for me to say based on what I've seen so far that this is you recognizing that this is a balanced thing, that this is equal give and take, because it doesn't look that way so far. It could be that balance is the thing that you want and the thing you're trying to have like successful forward movement toward, and we still got this Three of Wands Aries energy in the background of like being at the beginning stages of manifesting that and thinking it's going to happen and just it hasn't happened yet and I'm still waiting on it. It could be that. Waiting on it cautiously is what it looks like though. Nine of Wands again, Sagittarius energy of being walled off, defensive, protecting yourself, not wanting to get hurt. My walls have come up. My defense mechanism has been tripped off here because I don't want to get hurt again. When I clarify this Six of Wands, like recognizing something, I've got the Queen of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Queen of Swords, this is Libra energy. This is she who knows the truth. She holds her hand out like that because she's offering to let someone speak their truth. She's offering them to tell her their side of the story. The problem is she already knows what the truth is. So the truth you speak to the Queen of Swords, it better match the truth she knows. If not, she's using that sword to cut you. So this is like the off with their head queen. Like she doesn't take any BS. And if you lie to her, she's going to cut you off with the sword. This is about speaking the truth, probably not in such a pleasant way, or it's about cutting off the things or the people that aren't in your best interest anymore. A lot of times this will talk about like the severing of a connection because something went down. I know what the truth is. You're not coming out and telling me the actual truth. I don't believe your bullshit story, so off with your head. I'm done. That's sitting right next to the Magician. Like somebody manifested something. They created a situation here that's led to sadness, remorse, guilt, regrets, confusion, one foot in, one foot out, potentially not feeling good enough, breakup. It's led to some bad stuff, and it looks like there was a severing here. Ten of Pentacles is next. This is most people's goal in the physical reality. It's like maximum stability, abundance, prosperity. With this card as the overall energy, the stability of the home, the family, the connection. This is like that happy, stable, abundant home life that we all want. This would be the combining together of two people or two families and all the assets and resources and like combining lives together into one thing. This would be like people who are married or people who are living together or people who like at the very least are going down the path toward living together or being married. And it looks like in the midst of that, this is central. So in the midst of that, something gets recognized and there's a severing of this, and there's sadness and remorse and spilled, wasted love, emotions, time, effort, energy, like bad stuff takes place. And then we go backwards from the 10 all the way back to the 1. This is the Ace of Pentacles. It's some physical, tangible opportunity presents itself here. An opportunity in the real world. This is not like an idea or a concept. This is some tangible, I can touch it with my hands kind of an opportunity here. It's the seed that has the potential to grow into the Ten of Pentacles that we all want. But we already had the Ten of Pentacles. So we're going like way, way backwards here. Something is still not jiving for me. It's sitting right next to this passionate messages, passionate communicating, having the willingness to take the first steps down a brand new path towards something, having maybe the physical opportunity. I took actions on that, took some steps down that path. This is starting to feel like someone else is involved that's not you, that's not your person. And yes, I realize that all this stuff that's hinting to me that there was another person involved, it's all on your side of the table. That does not by any stretch mean that it was you doing that. Although I'm sure for some Cancer people watching it, it was them doing it. A lot of times this kind of stuff will show up on your side of the table because they did stuff like that, and that's all affected you so strongly. It's coming out in your energy. But the final card for you, you actually got two. You got Strength again and the Knight of Pentacles. We've already seen Strength. It's one of the Leo Major Arcana cards. Actually, we've seen both Leo Major Arcana cards here. Let's see, I've got some Leo out here quite a bit. I've got, another Leo out here. I've got some Aries. I've got some Taurus. I've got some Pisces, some Capricorn, some more Taurus. Some Scorpio a couple of times, a little bit of Libra, some Virgo. You could be dealing with any of those signs. You could be dealing with any sign. This is a general collective reading, so it's going to be almost impossible to pin down who you're dealing with specifically because I'm not reading your energy. I'm reading the collective energy. I'm just going to call all these signs out as they stick out to me just in case they have meaning to you. But we got Leo energy here. A difficult situation that you're going through. It's required all your internal strength just to make it through it. Could also be you trying to rein yourself in and hold yourself back so you don't make some kind of a mistake. In that first column of cards, I had two cards talking to me about you not wanting to make a mistake. And here in your main cards for your energy, there's two cards of you not wanting to make a mistake. Knight of Pentacles is your other card here. This is the slowest knight in the deck. This is very slow forward movement, like monotonous, like one step at a time, not being in a hurry, not being in a rush. A lot of times when you're going through this energy, it's very frustrating. It's like you're wanting something to happen at a certain pace and you're getting this snail's pace, like watching a flower grow or something. Like if you stare at a flower, it's actually growing. You just can't tell by looking at it because it's happening so slow. That's what this energy is like. It feels like nothing's moving. It feels like no progress is happening. There is movement. It's just you can't see it. This, if it's representing a person, can also represent the person who knows what they're supposed to do but isn't doing it for whatever reason. Let's clarify this. Tell me about Strength. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles. Why is this here Cancer's energy, please? Yeah, okay, I forgot to mention a piece about the Nine of Pentacles. I'll tell you in a sec. Jeez. Can't make this up. Bottom of the deck. There's Strength again. It's one of the two cards that I'm clarifying here. Whenever I get the same card that I'm clarifying as one of the clarifiers, it's the universe beating me over the head to make sure I understand it so I can relay it to you. It's like, dude, I'm telling you, this was difficult. This required all their internal strength to make it through it. And potentially someone is trying to struggle against themselves and hold themselves back from making a mistake, probably wanting to move things nice and slow, or the fact that things are moving so slow you can't see progress is making this need for strength even more apparent. Right under that, that's probably it. It's like there's this desire for reconciliation here, at least a piece of you. Probably a piece of you that you're struggling against, trying to like hold that piece of you back. This is Temperance. This is Sagittarius Major Arcana energy. This is a card of patience. It's about doing things one step at a time, like little bits at a time. It's about blending two things together to make something new, but doing it not like both buckets all at the same time. It's like, let's do a little bit here and a little bit there, take some aerial view of this and see how is it working out, and then make fine-tuning type adjustments as we go along. Both of these energies here, this super slow movement, this patience, strength, like all three of these cards together are screaming like forced patience. I don't want to be patient about this, but I feel like I have to. I feel like it would be a mistake if I don't. This is like trying to temper yourself. This is also an energy of reconciliation. In tarot, water and cups represent love and emotions, and here the love has been separated into two different cups. Clearly there has been a problem between the two of you, And this angel here is like recombining the love back together, back into one, trying to recombine the connection, recombine the love. Knight of Swords right behind that again, though. That very spontaneous action. The complete opposite of this Knight of Pentacles energy here. And the Knight of Wands right behind that again. The Emperor right behind that. So like this is not feeling good, man. It's almost like you're dealing with somebody who knew what they were supposed to do but didn't do it. And they did something very wishy-washy, very player-esque anyway, because they were much more concerned with getting what it is that they wanted. Again, much more concerned with their own personal happiness and wish fulfillment over the happiness of the connection, over the happiness of both of you, over the stability here. It could be any number of things, but this is not feeling like good energy here. When I clarify this Strength card and the Knight of Pentacles, I got the Hanged Man, the Ten of Swords, and the Two of Wands. And this is what I got screamed at when these cards came out. The thing I forgot to tell you about this is such frustrating energy, and it seems like nothing's happening. There is no movement. When you're going through the Knight of Pentacles, it's like really easy to mistake that for the Hanged Man. We're thinking that there is no movement at all. There is movement here, just you can't see it from where you are. You might be feeling like it's completely stuck. You might be stuck in this spot where you feel like you're going to make a mistake and you have to fight yourself to keep control of yourself here. This is like progress is halted completely and it's not moving. Now the Hanged Man is hanging upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different perspective than you would normally look at things, from a different point of view than normal. And he's trying to gain enlightenment. He's trying to figure out what is stuck here and how do I get unstuck so I can move forward. I'm getting called back to this because the thing I haven't really said, because I don't like to say it, I don't like throwing such a big blanket statement out here, but this is sometimes referred to as the Narcissist card. This would be the kind of person who's looking at the things that have me stuck. Like, I'm not looking at myself for what do I need to adjust about me so that I can move forward. This is looking externally, looking at the other people and what about them has it stuck? What about the things around me has it stuck? What about the situation and the circumstances? How is it that stuff's fault that I'm stuck? This is like playing the blame game. This is like not accepting their role in what's going on here. Can totally be something like that. I've got the Ten of Swords next. That's twice that in the last two columns that your second card as the clarifier was a 10, a completion card. This is, again, Gemini energy, a swift, painful ending, an ending you didn't see coming, an ending in betrayal. This is, no matter what, this is an ending here. This could be I'm trying to rein myself back from even making small movements in this direction, and I'm putting the brakes completely on this because I'm afraid of getting betrayed again. I'm afraid of the pain that I went through again. I was in this like committed, blending our lives together type of a connection here, and all I got left with was a bunch of knives in my back and sadness and remorse and a bunch of spilled cups, and wasted all my time, effort, and energy and all my emotions here. The final clarifier for you here is the Two of Wands. I started the reading out with the Three of Wands on the bottom of this deck. The Four of Wands is the overall energy, and I said, I got to go backwards to the two to explain that why that's weird to me. And here you are, last card with the two. So it feels like going backwards yet again. This is that fork in the road. It's that crossroads, that decision point for you about what world do you want for yourself? Like, which path leads you to the world that you want? This is being at that choice point, that decision point about that. And it's like, it feels like really torn kind of an energy, because it feels like a piece of you wants the path that leads to them and getting back what you had, and at the same time it also feels like if I go down that same path, I have all this worry and confusion and like about doing it, because it's probably going to end up bad again. That's your energy in this connection. I'll scoot this over a little bit, get some more room, and we'll take a look at your person's energy, because in their energy we have the Two of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Magician. This Two of Cups is Cancer energy. This is a love connection. This is like an emotional connection between two people. It's like I breathe you in, you breathe me in, we're connected. But it is a two, and in tarot, twos represent choice, decision. So this is some sort of a choice about the love connection, a decision about it. Sometimes these two cups can represent two people that I'm trying to choose between, two people that I'm juggling back and forth, especially having seen that player energy a couple of times, having seen what looks like a betrayal, having seen what looks like a recognition of something that led to a severing. And then I've got this person again in that Magician energy of like, I created a situation here that I have sadness and remorse and potentially regrets about. This could be messy. Tell me more about this Two of Cups. Why is the Two of Cups here? Let's get one more on this Two of Cups for Cancer's person. You take another one? That's cool. Really? Bottom of the deck, Three of Wands again. Seen this several times. Aries energy of waiting on something, being at the beginning stages of manifesting, positively expecting that the thing I'm trying to manifest, the thing I want, is actually going to happen. It just ain't happened yet. It hasn't materialized yet. Seven of Swords, Aquarius energy. This is usually not positive here. It's got three distinct meanings. I'll give you all three of them. You take it however it resonates for you. Meaning number one is this is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, like manipulation, trying to get away with something that they shouldn't be trying to get away with. If we're talking about a choice between more than one person, this would be sneaking around on you. This can also represent self-preservation, like them not wanting to be hurt. The whole reason the dude on the card steals the swords is he doesn't want to be hurt by those swords. So he steals them to make sure they can't be used against him because he doesn't want to be hurt. Seems to me like they're the ones that did the hurting, not you hurting them. The other meaning to this could be leaving something behind. He can only carry 5 swords and he's got to leave 2 swords behind because he can't carry it all. Interestingly enough, the 5 of swords that he's carrying represents a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event, a betrayal of some kind, a big fight, a big blowout type of an argument that ends things. It could be, the 2 of swords here is like that decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Usually because the person's wearing blinders and they don't want to see what's right in front of them, and that prevents them from making any kind of a real decision on something here. 7 of Wands right behind that, more Leo energy of being defensive, like defending their position on something, defending their stance on something, like fighting to defend what it is that they want, defend what they believe in, fight for what they're going after here. These other wands represent other people, their words, their actions, their opinions coming at them and them defending against that. This can even be like defending against accusations of some kind. I see here in your energy there's you recognizing something, you knowing the truth about something, offering to let them tell their side of the story on it. They probably got defensive when you knew it was complete and utter bullshit and there was a severing here. It could be that. It could be that there's just a matter of time until they start doing sneaky stuff and defending against that again. I'm trying to figure out another way to explain this without it being negative, but I feel like I'm stretching and reaching here. This is like, there's clearly a choice in this connection, But why would they be waiting on sneaky behavior? That doesn't make sense. Unless it's just a matter of time until there is more sneaky behavior out of them. Waiting to leave something behind could be that. It could be that they have a choice to make between you and someone else, and they know they have to leave someone behind, but they don't want to face that reality, so they're just left with those two swords and not making a decision. They could be juggling you and someone else, and can't make up my mind which one, and they're just like waiting to see what happens. Could be. This has been the most confusing reading that I've done since I've been back. I'm having a strong feeling like this is like a multi-layered story, and it goes one way for you and a completely different way for the next Cancer person that watches it. So leave me a comment, let me know how this relates to you, because I feel like this is all over the place. When I clarify this Two of Cups, I get the Ten of Wands, the King of Swords, here's more all over the place, King of Wands, King of Pentacles. Like, really? 3 different kings? Right back to back to back. That Ten of Wands is easy to explain. This is Sagittarius energy. This is a heavy burden being carried here. Your person carrying a heavy burden based on a choice that they're probably waiting to make and going back and forth about what to do here. This is a 10 though. It's a completion, which is supposed to be the completion of carrying the heavy burden. It's supposed to be that spot where they can lay the burden down and move forward without it. A lot of times, a lot of people don't do that though. They continue to carry the burden when there's no need to. This makes very little sense here. 3 different kings right back to back. Usually when I see like a couple of kings, that means there's 2 men involved or 2 masculine energies involved. If I see a couple of queens, then that's probably 2 feminine energies involved. But 3, like, what? Interestingly enough, the one that's missing here is the King of Cups, which you are Cancer. You should be Queen of Cups. King of Cups would be the counterpart to you, like the emotional match, the intuitive match, like the match in love. That's missing from this equation. I've got the one that's logical and rational and smart and analytical. And I've got the one that's full of passion and desire and drive and motivation. And I've got the one that's like financially and physically stable. I don't have the one that's emotionally stable or the one that's got all the love for you. Very, very strange. This is a decision-making energy of someone who's very like emotionally detached. Like, he doesn't consult his emotions whatsoever. He throws emotions out the window and pretends like he doesn't have them. This can be like someone who's very cold and calculated and cunning. King of Wands is someone who is very passionate and motivated and driven. Not just in the general sense of things. This is the pinnacle of the wand suit. The wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. It's about passion. It's about desire, sexual energy. This is someone who's very driven and motivated by passion, desire, and sex. And probably someone who has their money together, has their physical assets and resources in place here. Now, another interesting thing that's sticking out to me is right in the center of your energy is this Ten of Pentacles. That's like combined together lives. That would be being married or living together or going down that path towards something like that. And the King and the Queen of Pentacles are the ones that work together as equals to build that Ten of Pentacles and manage the Ten of Pentacles. This would be like husband and Queen of Pentacles would be wife, something like that. Or the committed dude and the committed other half of that equation that are like going down the path toward combined lives together or actually have that. I've got the King of Pentacles out here, but no Queen. So something's off with that too. I'm not understanding why there are 3 kings here. Unless this person has like multiple pieces of their personality and you're never quite sure which one you're going to get. It could just be, hey, here's all 3 kings just so I understand the absence of the King of Cups and that this person has not got the love and emotions that are required to make a relationship work. I'm not getting it. They're burdened by something, either by three pieces of themselves or by the choice that they have to make, and they're either making it logically or based on passion or based on like physical assets and things like that, and not based on emotions and love. And then something is off with this person. Central to their energy is the Five of Cups. This is Scorpio energy of sadness and remorse about the past. Again, being focused on the thing that's lost, being focused on the past, being focused on what I don't have anymore. And there's, guess what, 2 cups in the background. That choice about a love connection in the background, or potentially more than one person I have to choose from in the background. This is their focus is in the wrong place. This could be that they have done something, that they have created the situation that's got me all confused here. And now they have some remorse and regrets about it, possible some guilt about it, which could be another reason why I'm not seeing King of Cups here, is because I don't want to feel these emotions, because these emotions feel crappy, and I would just prefer to throw that piece of me out the window and just run with these 3 pieces, because then I don't have to feel that way. Tell me about the Five of Cups. This is awfully starting to look like they were juggling more than one person in the midst of what looked like a stable connection, possibly even living together or married, and that got exposed. And even though there was an element of happiness here, there was definitely a breakup and led to being emotionally single for both of you, it looks like. Tell me about this Five of Cups. Why is this central to Cancer's person in February 2023? Got one flip over. Let's get one more on this Five of Cups for Cancer's person. Why is that central to their energy? Saw the Knight of Wands just show itself to me and go back in the deck again. Wishy-washy bullshit energy, like player type energy. Non-committal, can't stay committed. Shit. Bottom of the deck. Seven of Swords, Aquarius energy. Lying, cheating, stealing, deceptive behavior. Sneaking around behind your back. Probably getting caught. That probably got exposed. That probably led to the breakup. This person was probably representing themselves as being single, at least emotionally, felt like they were single, probably juggling more than one person. Their situations created, like again, I got Magician, Five of Cups on their side, Magician, Five of Cups on your side, options and choices. First card for you. First card's always the most important. Options and choices, and being confused on your end, and them having a choice between 2 cups on as their first card. This is having like sadness and remorse and possible guilt about doing the sneaky deceptive stuff. Yeah, Nine of Wands, Sagittarius energy, walled off, defensive. Defense systems have been tripped. Walls have come up between us. There's someone has been hurt and they don't want to be hurt anymore. They got hurt because of this kind of a behavior. They probably have some regrets that you got hurt in the process here. And they're still waiting on something. I don't know if they're still waiting to make an actual choice about who the hell they want. Waiting on what is it I'm going to fight for. Waiting on more accusations. Waiting to defend my position. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to keep defending my position. I'm going to keep trying to give to 2. This doesn't feel right at all. Clarifying this Five of Cups, I get the Lovers. There's the Four of Wands again, and the Wheel of Fortune. The Lovers is the major arcana version of this Two of Cups. This is the Gemini major arcana card. This is a powerful love connection. This is like divine feminine, divine masculine on the same card. That would be like counterparts to each other, like on a big scale. A long time ago, before this card was called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So it's pretty frequently that this card represents a choice in a powerful connection, or a choice between lovers. Again, very first card in their energy, some decision, some choice about the connection with you. potentially about the connection with another person and a choice between the two of you. I've got two cards that indicate very similar things. Four of Wands is next. That's the overall energy of the reading, like stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection between the two of you. Four Wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. The card, I've said beginning stages of manifesting several times. I talked about manifesting the world around them, and kind of like I've made this situation through my thoughts and my actions. That's the next card I'm going to clarify for them. The Magician has all four aces in front of him on the table. Those aces are the ones of the four suit, 1111. So I've got 1111 referenced four separate times out here. It's almost like I've manifested this choice between lovers in the midst of having a stable connection already, and in the midst of having a stable home life already. I can't shake the feeling that the Sun is both talking about the happiness that there was in this connection at some point, and at the same time illumination. And the card right below this Four of Wands in the overall energy is an energy of someone who's learned something or figured something out, or spied and snooped and found information that uncovered something. Whether this is you snooping around and you uncovered it, or someone you know saw this and reported back to you, some way there was a finding out about what was going on. Final card to clarify the Five of Cups is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the 10 of the major arcana. It rules over the 10s of the four suits. I've got the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Wands. Again, it's matching the kings. I've got the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands. I don't have the King of Cups. I don't have the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups would be the happy fairy tale love connection that we all want. Like the happily ever after. Like, this is my idea of like the dream relationship. Most people's goal in love and emotions. I'm missing that piece. I've got to step backwards from it. I've got an abandoning potentially of it and going backwards a step. This is a change in the luck and fortune. This is like, if things were going great, suddenly the wheel spun the other way and everything went to hell in a handbasket probably pretty quick. It's like I have regrets over this choice between lovers in the midst of a stable connection, and I've changed everything now. I've spun this wheel, and I don't know if we can get it to stop spinning. I was sneaking and deceptive and probably cheating. My actions, my thoughts, my actions manifested this whole situation. Tell me about the Magician, please. Why is the Magician here for Cancer's person? You gotta be kidding me. Jesus. Bottom of the deck. Judgment. This is the most powerful decision card in the deck. This is like passing your own final verdict in judgment. This is some judgment being passed. In a love reading, this is a decision, like a final decision about, is this dead and over with, or can we resurrect this? Can we bring it back from the grave, bring it back to life, and transform it in a way that it's never that way again? Right behind that is the Emperor. This is the second most powerful manifester in the deck. I'm clarifying the Magician, the Mac Daddy Master Manifester. This is a couple steps down the ladder from how potent of a manifester this is. This is more like someone, it's Aries Major Arcana. This is like someone taking control, taking charge of the situation. It's about putting together a plan to get what they want and then executing the plan to get what they want. Sometimes this can be like a controlling kind of an energy. Could be that's why there's this coming up over and over again, Three of Wands energy, this Seven of Pentacles energy of like waiting on something to happen. Could be that you don't have the actual decision to make here because they're the one in control of all of this. Could be they've manifested this whole situation. Temperance behind that. So 3 major arcanas in a row here, and I'm clarifying a major. This is like powerful energy. This is Sagittarius energy of patience. Can be reconciliation, trying to recombine the love that's been separated. Doesn't make sense. Why are they waiting? Like, why are they not choosing? Like, how does that make me in control if I'm just choosing not to decide? It's like, that's... Oh, I see, because I'm a player. And as long as I don't decide, then I have the ability to keep playing back and forth and doing what I want. That's my plan for the future. Son of... I didn't like this 9 of Cups. This 9 of Cups is a card that's like, flip a coin on whether it's going to turn out good or bad with this one. Because, yeah, it can be wish fulfillment. It could be an awesome energy. It can also be this self-centered, smug type of a person who's only out for what they want and don't give a damn about anything else. When I clarify the Magician, I got some extra cards here. I got the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Chariot, the Ace of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. Ace of Cups, new beginning in love and emotions. Beginning of some like emotional connection. This can, yes, it can represent reconciliation. And yes, Judgment can represent resurrecting it. Temperance can resurrect like recombining the spilled or the separated love back into one. This could be the one it gets recombined into, and this could be filling the cup back up and starting over at square one in terms of love and emotions. This can also be, I manifested and created a new beginning in love and emotions. That is what created this choice between more than one lover, hence the burden that I'm now carrying here. My thoughts and my actions created this situation. Knight of Cups is an action-taking energy. This is actions toward love and emotions. He's carrying that Ace of Cups. This is moving forward in romantic gestures, romantic offers, flirtatious behavior. This is like trying to move forward in a love offer, move forward in a love connection, advance something like that. And look, in the midst of having a stable, happy home life, a stable, happy family life, a stable connection, and the way it's laid on the table here is like this. They're moving away from that and going forward, taking action somewhere else. I saw at the very beginning Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, 2 fastest knights in the deck. I feel like that happened quickly. I've got the fastest moving energy in the whole tarot deck, the Chariot. That's Cancer's major arcana card. This is super fast moving energy. This is bullet coming out of a gun fast. This is like right now. Very next card, Ace of Wands. See, again, I've got 3 of the 4 aces out here. I've got the Ace of Pentacles, the physical opportunity. I've got the Ace of Cups, like that new beginning emotionally. I've got the Ace of Wands, that new beginning in passion. This is also the phallic symbol of the deck, using the male phallus to be intimate, sex, sexual energy, sparking up some passionate new thing. The one that I'm missing is the Ace of Swords, the conscious mind, the thoughts, the truth. I'm missing that. I've got really fast, spontaneous behavior that changed everything. And right beside that is the King of Wands, the pinnacle of this wand suit. Someone who's very driven and motivated by passion, desire, sexual energy. All of this stuff falls off on the floor. Plan for the future is the only thing face up. Yeah, and there's that Knight of Wands player energy here with it again. Final card to clarify the Magician is the Six of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. This is moving forward into calmer waters. This is leaving the rough, choppy waters of their past in the past and moving forward away from it towards something that they actually want here. At its core, this is about moving away from a painful thing and moving forward toward what it is that they want. The woman, the child, the sword stuck in the boat, though, represent that as they move forward, they have a choice to make. The choice is, am I going to carry the burden from this painful situation forward with me into my future? Or am I going to carry forward the lesson that I learned as I move into the future? I see your person still carrying the burden. That part hasn't changed. They've created this mess. I think, yes, they have some sadness and remorse about what happened, probably about hurting you. But it really feels like, because they're missing the King of Cups, they have all the other kings. I think this is like, I got sadness and remorse because I have this love connection. I have this stable, happy home life, and all of that has changed, and I don't have that anymore. And you know how people are. When you take away the thing that they have, that's when they suddenly start to want it again, but not for the right reasons. This is like, I want it because it's been taken away from me, not because I actually want it. And this is them like leaving it in the past and moving forward toward what they've already created here. A new beginning in love and emotions, a new beginning in passion and desire. I've got two cards here that are showing forward movement into the future, where there's advancing a love connection, where there's a leaving the past behind them and moving forward. And that's happening central to this column of cards in the energy here very, very quickly. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. And when you do, you'll be taken to more Cancer love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.